Hello, welcome back to Let's Play Miles Edgeworth Investigations. I'm Luigi64D. In the previous chapter, I have been kicked out of the investigation. It makes investigating a little difficult. Chased out like a pair of peasants. Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Kay? There's something even thieves should never steal. Do you know what that is? You really shouldn't steal anything. However, I'll bite. What shouldn't a thief steal? A life. It's too heavy of a burden on your soul to get away with, ever. That's something we can agree on. Well said, Kay. No matter what we may try, murder is the one crime that can never truly be hidden. And I intend to prove that by my own hands, when I apprehend the murderer myself. Alright! I'm gonna work extra hard to be a good assistant. Let's go! I still never said she could be my assistant. I'm just going to drop the issue. The first thing we should do is locate the real scene of the murder. Mr. Edgeworth! Detective Gumshoe! Mr. Edgeworth! Stadium! Hurry, sir! It's supposed to be hush-hush, but they found a witness at the stadium. A witness? You! What did you do? What did we tell you about leaving your assigned post? Ah, the jig is up. Mr. Edgeworth! Remember that I'm always rooting for you, so go get him, sir! Our detectives sure look like they're enjoying themselves. It's not all fun and games, Kay. Well then, let's head to the stadium and meet up this witness. I thought there was a witness here. Yeah, I don't see anyone. Mr. Edgeworth! Long time no see. You are Miss Emma Skye, correct? This girl is the younger sister of my former superior, Lana Skye. 2 years ago, we stood in the same courtroom together as witness and prosecutor. But I thought she'd gone to Europe to study forensics. Can't believe you remember me, Miss Edgeworth. Of course I do. How have you been? You look to be in good spirits. Are you still studying abroad? You bet. More than anything, I want to investigate crime scenes scientifically. I've been studying non-stop every day to become a top-notch forensic scientist. But I'm in spring break now, so I thought I'd come back for a bit. I see. Well, let's go talk to her. I almost didn't recognize you. You've really grown in the past few years. Oh, please don't tease me, Mr. Edgeworth. I still have a long way to go. But I'm going to be a super forensic scientist someday. You'll see. I seem to know Mr. Edgeworth really well. You two acquaintances? Oh, I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Emma Skye. Nice to meet you. I'm studying abroad now to be a forensic scientist. How about you? Well, that's a great dream. My name's Kay Faraday, and I'm trained to become an unstoppable great thief. A great thief? Don't think too hard on it, Emma. It's not worth the trouble. In any case, we have much to catch up on. You bet we do! So why are you here, Emma? Well, I just happened to decide to come back home for spring break. And then I heard that you'd come back too, so I raced on over here. I really wanted to welcome you back to the airport, but I just missed you. And how exactly did you know I was here? Through the power of science, naturally. Never underestimate what science can do for you. I used these to track your footprints, and I followed them straight to you. Said as the greatest, so wonderfully scientific. You spray this chemical on the ground, and when you shine a special light on it, zing! Footprints light up like an electrified noble gas in a glass tube. It's almost like magic, scientifically speaking. Forensic science has never seemed more ominous to me than this very moment. Huh. She's on a dual-screen computer. That's hilarious. Emma, I'd like to ask you about what you witnessed. Huh? What are you talking about? Are you not the witness Detective Gumshoe told us about? Well, I did get a call from Detective Gumshoe earlier. He was practically yelling at me. Mr. Edgeworth needs your scientific doohickeys right now, pal, he said. What was that man thinking? Or rather, not thinking. So let me guess, there's been a murder, right? Yes. Unfortunately. There's a sudden glint in her eyes. But I need to keep my mind focused on the witness. Now, where did the person go? I'll talk more later. I just need to... I assume this is another Badger-mobile? Yeah, but it's a different color than the Blue Badger's car. Yes, this is the retina-searing pink model. What's that off in the distance? Hey, it's the Pink Badger! Badger again! Badger, 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 Badger. Of course he's seen these silly things. I think this Badger has something to say to you, Mr. Edgeworth. Are you by chance the witness I've been searching for? Sorry, but I don't speak Badger dance. Take the stuffy head anymore! Ugh! You're... No! Why her? Why here? Why now? I first met this woman 3 years ago. She was the witness in one of my cases. She has since gone out of her way to pop up unexpectedly and cause me great grief. Edgy-poo! How could you understand what I was trying to tell you? I mean, really? I was trying so hard to keep the history alive, staying in character. But you couldn't pick out what I was trying to convey to you. I was sick and tired of the round-hanging duel and talk of me. This was trying to be direct. I had a bad feeling before, but this just made it official. The day has gone beyond the typical not my day into the realm of waking nightmare. So your friend Mr. Edgeworth too, Miss Pink Badger? You can say that, but right now I'm just a Pink Badger, Terry. She may look the part, but I know better than to trust my eyes around this woman. My name's Wendy Oldbag, but you may call me Wendy or Granny, whatever suits your fancy. Nice to meet you, Miss Oldbag. I'm Kate Faraday. Oh, I can't have a whippersnapper like you. Yeesh, I was trying to be polite. Oh, can't I just leave? Weren't you a security guard at one of the Gatewater hotels last time we met? I go where I'm needed. I'm very good at what I do, unlike the youth of today. I get called in all the time to fill in when there aren't enough hands. But enough about me, Edgy-poo. I'm thoroughly detected right now. If I get a chance to see you again, there you're all talking to 2 young girls. Men are all the same, doesn't matter all together. Shamelessly flirt with young girls. Why just the other day I had him young and God, he knows me. It's just arranged marriage. A 16-year-old. I don't see what hair at all. The same as 2-year-olds, right? You seem to attract all sorts of interesting people, Mr. Edgeworth. Kay, please, I'm begging you. By all means, do not provoke her any further. Aren't you forgetting about something, Mr. Edgeworth? This person could be the witness. Honestly, I hope she isn't, but I don't think fate is going to be so kind today. I saw what happened. I even saw the exact moment it happened. How's that? So it's true. She is a witness. I don't suppose I can afford to ignore the old bag. Yes, it was just a little while ago. I saw it happen right in front of me. The moment of the murder. You mean to say that you witnessed someone being killed right before your eyes? Sounds like a pretty important piece of testimony to me. And you let it slip by you? I came to the stadium to take a short break. I was resting and having a glance over and saw 2 men facing each other in that area. Suddenly there was a loud gunshot, and one person who was shot fell to the ground. It was a very terrifying experience, let me tell you. It's like we hit the jackpot, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, I can't afford to ignore what she has to say. Unfortunately... What's that unfortunately you talking about the end supposed to mean, Edgy-poo? Anyway, let's see what we find out from this little old lady. I mean, unfortunately, she's enormously inaccurate. I came to the stadium to take a short break. Hold it! You mean you took a break from being the Pink Badger? You may not think it, but it's hard work keeping kids' dreams alive. You smell of sweat, your hip cracks in pain, you begin to dream about work. That's the kind of story that would scar a child for life, you know. So you're coming to take my break here with my stomach. I'm playing the dead badger in front of a bunch of kids. So what did you see while you, the Pink Badger, were resting? Oh yes, that, well. As I was resting, I happened to glance over and saw 2 men facing off each other in the area. Hold it! You saw 2 men. Can you describe them for me? They look like they're average Joes, completely uninteresting and not even worth fawning over. I'm telling you, they were so boring, I don't even remember much beyond that. But did they have any special features? Anything you can recall that would be very helpful? Oh my, don't tell me you're jealous of those two men. Hey, she's right. You do seem pretty worked up over them, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm not worked up over anyone, and I'm not jealous. That's alright, ain't you, Pooh? Those two are just fools compared to a stallion like you. I thought so little of them that I lost interest in the instant I laid eyes on them. I'm sorry, I gagged for a moment there. Suddenly there was a loud gunshot, and the person who was shot fell to the ground. You're claiming to have seen the exact moment in which the murder took place. Absolutely! The gun made a terrible racket and then was fired. You didn't try to go help the person that got shot? I'm only one person, you smart alecky brat! What could I have done? I took off as soon as I find someone who could help. 2 men, 1 bullet. It's all consistent with what we found out from the body. Sadly, there wasn't exactly a lot of new information to go on in your testimony. Well, if I saw the guy again, I'm sure I could identify him for you. I mean, how do you expect me to remember anything without something to jog my memory? Self-centered, aren't we? Well, it was somewhat useful. Your testimony also presents us with a new problem. Miss Edgeworth! Yes? So about this new problem. What's with a giant grin on your face for? Do you want me to show you something really nice? No, thank you. Don't be so mean! I swear it's something you're gonna like! What's that gadget you're holding? What do you see before you? It's a secret weapon of the Great Thief. Ah, I should have known it would be worthless. Oh, don't be like that! What do you think now? What's it doing? It's projecting something into the air. I'm gonna input the necessary information to run the simulation now. Once I'm done, I'll increase the size of the projection to the maximum size. Dark skies of evening, when no other bird dares to take wing, all one alone remains all-seeing. Now witness the true power of the real modern-day Robin Hood. What is this? It's a recreation of the murder based on the info I inputted into Little Thief. Little Thief? I dare say, I think you're taking the Robin Hood thing a little too far. Little Thief is actually meant to be a simulator for me to plan my thefts. But I suppose if I used it like this... Let's see. This whole bag said the 2 men were facing each other. And then a gunshot rang out and the victim fell to the ground. Ah. So with this, we can inspect the crime scene as it was in the past. So, what do you think? I have to say I'm impressed by the technology thieves have access to these days. Well, it is a super secret weapon of the mighty Yashikurasu. Indeed. Oh, but if there isn't enough information or something is out of place, the recreation could come out a little strange. In other words, I can use this to authenticate the validity of the witness's testimony. You got it! You really catch on quick, Mr. Edgeworth. By now, the simulation is a recreation of that witness's testimony. So for now, I should re-examine everything. And if I find anything illogical or strange, I can just ask for clarification. Feel free to examine anything in the simulation in the way you always do. You can even present evidence when you find a contradiction. If you find something, I got Little Thief with me, so just let me know, okay? Let us investigate. What do you have to say about it? It's amazing! Just feel the power of science! I just love that. Okay. According to the testimony, the victim fell to the ground here. That's right, but if that's the case, then we've already found our first contradiction. Huh? What? What? Where? If this is the real scene of the crime, there's something missing that should be here. If this is the real scene of the crime, then where's the pigment? Are you still adjusting the simulation? Yes, that is it. I'm going to find my bearings, and I'll present the contradiction again. Let's review the evidence one more time. Should go without saying that the truth lies in what's missing from the scene. The bullet holes. This is the contradiction! Eh? Is something wrong with my recreation? If this is the real scene of the crime, something specific should be here. If you think back, how did we deduce that the other crime scene was not the real one? Oh, I get what's missing now. There's no blood on the ground here either, right? Right. The fact that there is no blood here counts double on the witness's testimony. That's a doubt. Edgy Poo, what could you doubt me like that? Are you calling me a liar? I know what I saw. I saw the victim get shot down. You know, I don't think she's lying, Mr. Edgeworth. To be honest, I can't think of a reason why she would lie to me. In that case, maybe there's another explanation for the distinct lack of blood. Let's think that out for a bit. If the victim was in costume... Is it not possible that the victim was wearing a costume? So you really think that Mr. Deacon was one of the kidnappers? I think we can reasonably assume there's a very good chance that he was. And that if he was shot while he was inside of one of the stolen costumes, then Mr. Deacon's blood would be inside the costume instead of on the ground. Precisely. Now, if only we could prove that the victim was wearing a costume. I think it'd be pretty easy if we could find some footprints. But the problem is finding them, since there doesn't seem to be anything around here. Footprints, I wonder how we can go about finding some of those. Emma. I have a question. About the method you were talking about for finding footprints. Finally, my expert knowledge of forensics is needed. Yes, well, can you detect and trace even partial footprints? Leave it to me! My cutting-edge detection kit can find anything. Very well. If you could please analyze the footprints in this area. Okay, stand back now and witness the power of science at work. Look where I go. Found something. Look right here. I don't see anything. Oh, that's right. Here, put these special glasses on, Mr. Edgeworth. These footprints here are definitely left by a badger costume. Judging by the prints of Laird, they seem to be the newest. And we can conclude that the victim was definitely wearing a costume at the time. Okay, in that case, I'll update Little Thief's simulation parameters. Can't wait to see what we find out from this new info. Alright, that's pretty thorough. The victim was wearing a costume when he died. And with that, we should be one step closer to the truth, right? I see the recreation has changed in accordance with the new information. We may be closer, but now something else has caught my attention. What do you want? Your testimony, naturally. I'd like to hear it one more time, if you please. In detail. I came to the station to take a short break. I was resting and happened to glance over and saw two men facing each other in that area. Suddenly there was a loud gunshot, and one person who was shot fell to the ground. It was a very terrifying experience, let me tell you. And that's as I thought. Does this mean that Mr. Oldback's testimony is a contradiction in it? Yes, and I believe our best choice of action is to compare it to your recreation. See? I just knew Little Thief would be of help. Now let's see if we can pull more info from Miss Oldbag to find a recreation. For that, we must first find the contradiction in her testimony. And I don't plan on wasting time finding it. Gonna stay and take a short break. As I was resting, I happened to glance over and saw two men facing each other in the area. Two men? Two men. How did you know the gender of the two people involved? Seeing as how the victim was wearing a costume at the time. Furthermore, I have another matter I'd like to inquire about. I'd very much like to know why you failed to mention the costume in your testimony. What? I'm beginning to doubt if you really witnessed the murder at all. But I'm telling you, I really did see it. I really saw it with my very own eyes. From a seat in the second tier. The second tier? Hey, didn't you say that you saw it right in front of you earlier? I was, you know, I was using the phrase in a metaphorical sense. I see our witness still has a screw loose in the metaphorical sense. Of course, she seats in the second tier reserved for hotshot VIPs. Which is exactly why I go there now and again to take a nap. I can't see how you've gotten a good look from there. It's so high up. Were you able to see even the victim's costume on the way up there? Well, I know I saw two people, but I couldn't really see what they looked like because they were in a stage's shadow. What? My eyesight wasn't all it used to be, you know. And I was like, when I was young, I used to call it wedgie edgy with 100 paces so you notice the flash return to move, but I was not that easy to capture. I don't want to. Let's return to our investigation, shall we, Dave? You got it! Let's ignore her. She'll be going on for another hour. Okay. This new silhouette of the victim is in the costume. Silhouettes can change depending on the information I input. Little Thief can recreate more than just people. So investigate away! We'll find more info which will make another accurate sim. Alright, sounds like a plan. Looks like they broke the stage down. I guess this means they're done with the day. Or maybe it's because a different show is scheduled to start as run tomorrow. Wait a minute. The stage can be packed up, but it was in the shadow of the stage. Could there be a connection? If that woman's testimony is to be believed, which I highly doubt, which I highly advise not doing, then the murder occurred before the stage was broken down. So you want me to input that bit of info into Little Thief? Yes, if you please. Okay. Excuse me. There's clearly contradiction here. Please stop stealing my lines. Oh, come on. It wasn't that hard to see it coming, even from a layman like me. I suppose. In any case, it's not possible for the killer to have stood here in that way, because there was a very real stage set up in this spot at the time. Yeesh, I told you I got it. You feel like needed to explain everything. Well, yes, well, in any case, we need to resolve the unusual situation. Isn't that obvious? The killer was on top of the stage, naturally. Right, Miss Oldbag? Yes, I remember now. The killer was standing on top of the stage. See? Now let's update the info of the simulation. Well, that would explain the awkward angle. Well, well, what have we here? Bunch of hooligans running amok, I see. Oh, Agent Lang. How nice of you to join us. Well, I can't have you going around messing up my crime scenes. Agent Lang, we discovered that the real scene of the murder is here, the stadium. I see. Thanks. For what? I'm just trying to show you my appreciation for all the time you saved me. Who knew that such a strange little toy could recreate a crime scene like that? Little Thief is not a toy! You too! Sir! Whoa. And there you have it. You see? Big boys like me don't need silly toys, little girl. Now this is a recreation. So what? Do you still intend to assert that Officer Meekins is the killer? Of course! And even knowing that the crime took place here doesn't let him off the hook. And why is that? This is the real scene of the crime. Officer Meekins lay in wait for the victim at the top of the stage. And when the victim finally showed up, he shot him from on high. That's the truth your little recreation showed. How far will you go to accuse Officer Meekins of the crime? He's the most likely suspect we got, especially given the situation with his gun. Well, even if he's the killer, at least my recreation was on mark. You see? Thank you for understanding, my little crow girl. I'm not some common crow. I'm the Yatagarasu! A raven of legend! Unfortunately, your conclusion is yet to be tested, so let's see how well it holds up. This is the real scene of the crime. Looks like we found the real crime scene first. Ha! Brag all you want, but we don't have all the free time unlike the two of you. You know, you remind me of a dog licking his wounds as he whimpers home. Well, I guess I should be thankful for all the time you saved me. Shay. That's how we say thanks in my country. You're welcome. I hope he realizes we didn't do all this for him. But I'm here now, so I'll be taking over. As I was saying, this is where the crime took place. Officer Meekins lay in wait for the victim on top of the stage. Lying in wait? What did Officer Meekins know? How did Officer Meekins even know the victim was going to come here? Simple. He was investigating the kidnappers, right? And while he was doing so, he came to understand the victim, Mr. Deacon's movements. Objection! Why would the good detective officer want to ambush and kill the kidnapper? Not so fast! You mean his motive? Who knows and who cares? You can find that out for yourself when you talk to him in jail. You have no respect for the order of law. Don't get me wrong, but I need more than there's no motive to convince me otherwise. He's right. The lack of a motive is a rather weak argument by itself. So, the officer lay in wait on top of the stage. And when the victim finally showed, he shot him from on high. So you agree with how our recreation turned out? Like I said, I'm grateful you were able to save me some time. Alright, but we still don't know why you chose to wait on top of the stage. Who cares? Maybe he wanted to become the Blue Badger. Who's to say he didn't see the stage and decided to put on the Badger stage show of his own? Or maybe there's a completely different reason. What does it matter? It still doesn't change the fact that Officer Meekins stood up on that stage and shot the victim in the ground below. As the truth your little recreation showed. So you honestly believe that what you're saying is what really occurred? Hey, you're the ones who came up with this scenario. Are you saying you doubt yourselves? Touche. Unfortunately, Agent Lang's conclusions do not contradict with our recreation. Then does that mean it went all down just as he says? No, not quite. I wonder if we had recreated earlier, it was the whole truth. It's entirely possible we're missing something. The victim finally showed he shot him from on high. I want to look at those again. From the abdomen to through the shoulder. I'm terribly sorry, Agent Lang. I should have warned you that our recreation is incomplete. You cut in quite unexpectedly, after all. What's that supposed to mean? You said that the victim was shot by the killer from up above, correct? I hate to break it to you, but that's not possible. Huh? Why not? Recall Mr. Deacon's body, specifically where the gunshot wounds were located. Actually, I didn't get that kind of good of a look. Oh, well then. Let me explain. The bullet entered Mr. Deacon through his abdominal region and exited through his right shoulder. This is more consistent with an angled shot from beneath the victim. Then, yes, our recreation had the victim being shot at an angle from above. Clear contradiction! You discount your own conclusions? No, this one point is the only flaw. This was the mistaken parameter of our recreation. The locations. Yes, the locations of the killer and the victim were wrong. I get it. I see what you're trying to say. I believe the killer and the victim were standing opposite to what we initially thought. It was the victim who was on top of the stage and that he was being shot by the killer. This is what happened. It would also explain the positioning of the gunshot wounds. But then, what about the footprints? Since footprints don't lie, we can assume then that the killer also wore a costume. Okay, I'll try using that date instead. Judging by the fact that both the killer and the victim were wearing costumes, I'd say it was a killing between the two kidnappers. That would be the most natural conclusion. Wouldn't you agree, Agent Lang? Well done, Mr. Prosecutor. But that alone doesn't clear Officer Meekins of the crime! And why not? I ask that you take another good look at the tire marks over there. The 3 marks are indicative of the blue Badgermobile. The story Officer Meekins told about the shop using wheels getting stolen was just a lie. He drove the blue Badgermobile here and committed the murder. Then he used the car to move the body in the garage in the Wild Wild West area. You believe he moved the body with the car? That's right. It was Officer Meekins himself who pointed us the way he did it. The 3 tired tread marks are very telling. However, is the blue Badgermobile the only thing capable of creating such a pattern? I see you taking a look at the tire marks over there. The tire marks? Yeah, tire marks. One's there behind the stage. They've been hidden up until now at various pieces, hidden under by various pieces of stage equipment. As for when they were made, they must have been made after the rain had begun to fall, correct? Yes, and probably around the same time when the killer's footprints were made. Tires in that blue Badgermobile probably got pretty muddy because of that. I'd say it's blue Badgermobile because, well, that's pretty obvious too. The 3 marks are indicative of the blue Badgermobile. 3 tire marks. I have to agree that the blue Badgermobile has 3 tires. Yeah, of course! One thing in this park we can make both those marks is that roving shop. Objection! Are you forgetting that there are, in fact, 3 of them? You can't simply ignore the pink and the proto-Badgermobiles, Agent Lang. Not so fast! Of course, I didn't say it because I would say it couldn't be either of the other 2, but I see no reason to drag them into this just to complicate things. That story Officer Meekins told us about the shop on wheels getting stolen was just a lie. Of course, you have some sort of proof that it was all a lie, correct? Of course not. Well, that's just Bo's blunt. But suppose it was a lie. That would explain a lot of things. Like his movements and his whereabouts. He drove the blue Badgermobile here and committed the murder. So you still claim that the tire marks belong to the blue Badger? It must have arrived on the scene after the ground had become wet with rain. Officer Meekins committed the murder. Then he used the car to move the body in the garage in the Wild Wild West area. Besides the blue Badgermobile, there could have been other ways the body could have moved. Not so fast! Recall what the Wild Wild West area looked like. Only the blue Badgermobile and Mr. Deacon's body were in the garage. I'd say that's proof. I suppose if one were to look at that place, there would be only a logical conclusion. However, my experience tells me that the truth is usually not so easily found. Is there some sort of problem with Agent Lang's testimony in regards to that scene? It's like the only thing the car was selling was death, not dreams. And only if what Agent Lang believes turns out to be true. The 3 tired tread marks are very telling, however, as the blue Badgermobile is the only thing capable of creating such a pattern. Also, we said the tires were muddy. They weren't. Agent Lang, about this piece of evidence. Langzy says, confidence is like a soul, and words without confidence are but empty shells. You shouldn't waste your breath on words you have no confidence in, Mr. Prosecutor. Although, it's just as bad to say someone full confidence to be wrong. Ugh. You going to let him lecture you about your own self-confidence like that? I don't need to be overflowing with self-confidence. I just need to think rationally. After all, I only need to be confident in the facts.
Hold it!
Just want to make sure.
Objection! Not so fast!
Okay. Hmm. Yeah. Yep, I'm gonna do it now.
Objection!
Sorry, Agent Lang, but that's an impossible tale. And why is that? Those tire marks could not have been left by Officer Meekin's blue Badgermobile. One look at the car would have told you so. What proves that the blue Badgermobile has never been to the stadium? There's no mud! Take a good look at the tires. There's not a single dollop of mud to be found on it. Ugh! If this car had come to the backstage area and left those tire tracks, then the lack of mud on this tire stands out as very peculiar indeed. Then how do you explain the tire tracks, genius? Hey, I got it! What about Miss Oldback's pink Badgermobile? Don't be ridiculous! Just leave the entire time in second-tier seats! Indeed, I believe we can rule out hers as the only as someone related to the crime. However, there's yet one more roving store, as I recall. Oh! You mean Proto-Badger? I was right. There was one more parking space inside the garage. And it proves the existence of a Proto-Badgermobile. Agent Lang, I suggest you find this Proto-Badgermobile post haste. Must still be some sort of incriminating evidence on it. Hey, did you hear something? Oh. Help me. Oh. You alright? Well, this is something. Looks like we found ourselves a kidnapping victim. Where were you all this time? Wild West with kidnappers. He was in the room next to the one I was held in? Ran away using underground and got lost. The kidnappers. Hmm? What is it? I can't understand what you're trying to say. The kidnappers escaped wearing costumes. Did you see the faces of your kidnappers? No, I didn't see their faces. But one was a woman. A woman? Quite an important piece of testimony. Hey, what are you guys doing? Stop standing there and get your cops on this already. I'll even let you guys have the kid just said now. Consider that a gift. Now who are you going to get out of my crime scene or am I going to have to get rough? Again? Nothing but a big bully. Come on, Mr. Edgeworth, let's go. Oh, no, not you. You're a very important witness in my case. I'm not about to let you get away that easily. Don't count on me to testify, because I won't. Not for you. That's right. I don't either. You hear me, you whippersnapper. Hey, calm down. There's no need for all this hostility. I just want to take a statement from Ichi. I'm not going to be rough with either of you up. I've got my word. I give you my word. Come now, fair maidens. What do you say? Do we cooperate? Fair maidens? Oh, my little rascal. I should know. You should know a way to a woman's heart. Like he says, the passage of time is but a fleeting moment, and a lady is young forever. Trying to outdo my edgy poo with your fancy schmancy things. Let's get this over with. So, well, clear, I'm only interested in giving you my statement. Sure, just as soon as Mr. Prosecutor leaves us be. Mr. Edgeworth! Well, at least we know he's alright. We found Lance. Alright. That's all for this episode of Phoenix Miles Edgeworth Investigations. See you next time. We'll hopefully make some progress. Take care.